Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning Long Island. We're so honored to welcome Sam Behrens to the show. You might recognize him from General Hospital, The Young and the Restless. I mean, your IMDb credits, by the way.
You have to be old to recognize me from General Hospital.
Those were the good days. Let me tell you, that General Hospital was the first show I ever remember watching. After Sesame Street, my mom was a huge fan. So we would literally I would have my time and then she would have hers. And I'd get to sit there with her. And I mean, those storylines, it's incredible how long that's lasted.
Yeah, it was a great time in daytime. It was exciting too.
Uh-huh. And it's still hot in daytime.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe. That's
How could it possibly be I'm not there?
They're here right now. We're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And it's an important conversation to be having, though. You know, we were talking earlier about, aging in Hollywood and how your roles change not only in your characters, but in your life and how you play this business. So could you speak to that a little bit?
Well, let me get this out to begin with. It doesn't compare to being black, or why did I go to you?
Yeah.
It doesn't compare to being black.
It's true.
It doesn't compare to being black. It doesn't compare to being a woman, because a woman's time starts very young. But it still happens. You reach 50 and they see it. It's, I forget, Steve Martin said something, I forget exactly what he said. But they smell it, and it shifts. There's not as much to go to, et cetera, et cetera. And you feel it. But it's, I don't want to get too philosophical about it, but it's more about your work than seeking work anyway. So the satisfaction comes from that and not from necessarily working.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about aging in Hollywood. What's that like? I'm no longer a 20-year-old woman. So it's, for me, it has, yeah, exactly. It takes really developing and loving and falling in love with your own life. And my experience, what's been your experience for yourself in Hollywood and aging as a man? It's completely different than as a woman even, right?
It's different, but you know what the experience is, because whether it happens at 50 or 20 or, because it's the same, I think it is the same. I'm not a woman, so I don't have that experience in particular, but you know what the experience is. And it's something to adjust to. You have to say, okay, things are different. And you move forward in a different way. I mean, lingering on it is not productive. You learn from what's going on and you move forward.
Touche.
Yeah.
So what have you learned and what do you know now that you didn't know 10 years ago about yourself and about the business? How much time do we have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gee. Somebody said, I thought was one of the gold wisdom things to say, because, the saying is follow your passion. And this, I forget who it was. I'm bad at names anyway. So they said, no, don't follow your passion. Follow your curiosity. And that was, okay, that's what it's about. I'm photographing houses now, architecture. I've developed an interest in that. I don't make any money doing it, but that's what I enjoy. It's a little hobby I have on the side. And I still seek, I go to I work out with this guy in workout meeting, acting workout. We call it a gym because it's not like going to a class, it's like going to an acting gym where you get your rocks off,
Get those reps in.
Yeah, you get those reps in, yeah. And that's how you get your satisfaction, or I do get my satisfaction doing something like that. And if something comes along, that's fabulous,
What is it that you still want to do and work on and pursue in Hollywood? Is there a certain role, a project that you haven't done that you'd like to bring to life?
Well, I'd love to, I hate to say work in film because there's all sorts of, there's bad film and,
Film,
I would just love
television,
to work with, I've been lucky in my career, in my life, to work with really wonderful people. And I would love for that to continue. I'd love to work in, if I want to be specific, I'd love to work in film with good people.
Who have been some of those best people, those most memorable that you've worked with?
Oh God, well, I'd have to start remembering their names. I swear to you, I had to introduce my mother to somebody, and this is a syndrome. It's not caring, because obviously I care very much about my mother, but who's passed away since. But I had to introduce my mother to somebody, and for about 5 seconds I could not come up with her name.
Wow.
And they're going to name the syndrome after me. It's going to be called the Behrens syndrome.
I have that syndrome too. I'm talking about names.
I forget my own name half the time, and my own age for sure. I'm like, I'm 23rd. Forget about it. I don't know what age I am.
But no matter what my frustration is during the day, I always have the puppies to come home to at night, and my wife. We share that passion, and we share each other. You know, we enjoy being together after all these years.
Well, and your wife has been on the show.
On General Hospital, yes, yes, she has.
She's like, I forgot.
No, don't ask me her name though, because I have the whole
Sure, I'll give it to you.
No, I was thinking, what show is that? Oh yeah, she was on General, because she's doing a show now, or they're filming it in any case, and I'm not supposed to talk about it. So.
Okay, well, we'll keep it under wraps. But Sam, we really appreciate you and all the hard work you've put into Hollywood.
Oh, thank you very much.
Stand for.
It's been a joy being here. I just love your setup. It's just great.
Oh,
Enjoy having
thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.